Hello everyone, welcome to Keto Living. So today we are doing a recipe, and I'm going to borrow this from Rachel Ray. It is a BLD, which means you can have it for breakfast, for lunch, or for dinner. And tonight I'm having it for dinner. So we are making a bruschetta frittata. And I'm so excited about this because I love making frittatas. They're not hard to do. And so without further ado, I'm going to put you down here and we'll get started. Okay, so for this recipe, you're going to need 8 eggs. You're going to need a half a cup of grated tomatoes. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of fresh basil and a teaspoon of dried basil. You're going to need 8 slices of mozzarella, and I'm using fresh mozzarella. This is homemade mozzarella. It has no carbs in it. And I'm using a tablespoon of heavy whipping cream in addition to a tablespoon of water. And then I can just our standard S&P, salt and pepper. So, and then I'll move you over to the stove and let you show how I prep this. But basically, this is going to finish cooking in the oven. So all I'm going to do is break the yolks in my eggs a little bit and mix those up a little bit. Okay, so then we're going to add our about a half a teaspoon of black pepper. We're going to add about a half a teaspoon of salt. And then we're going to add 1 whole teaspoon of our basil. Okay, and then we're going to give this a stir real quick. Then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of the heavy whipping cream. And this one says 0 carbs on it, but I do know that it has maybe just a minute bit of carbs, but it's not enough to list as 1 carb. So they generally don't do that. Okay, and then to that we're going to add 1 tablespoon of water. And so we're going to mix all this up. Now, to a frying pan or a big skillet that you can put in the oven, and please make sure that it is oven proof. You have oven proof hands, not hands, pans. It can go in the oven. Like my pan has a silicone handle on it, so it sustains temps up to 500 degrees. But before we put it in the oven, basically what I'm going to do is I have my pan heating up on the stove, and we're going to pour this in. We're going to kind of let the bottom set for just a minute or two, and then we're going to transfer the pan to the oven. So let me get you set up over at the stove. Okay, so I have my pan, like I told you, heating up. And we're going to pour the eggs in here and just let them set for a few minutes. Maybe not that long, but just until the bottom gets a little firm. I find that it's easier to bake the eggs in the oven at that point. It gets just a little bit set. So all I'm going to do, make sure that it's nice and warm. All I'm going to do is pour this into my pan. Okay, get all that out. Alright, so this is going to start setting. And I'm just going to take my little spatula and just move it around a little bit on the bottom, because I really don't want it to brown too much on the bottom right now, but I do want it to get firm. And you'll know when it's getting firm. You'll start seeing it move a little bit. I did spray my pan with some butter cooking spray, and I just use this right here that I get from Aldi's. The butter gives it a nice flavor. Some people use olive oil, and you can certainly use olive oil. But I used what I had on hand, which was butter spray. So, Now I've also preheated my oven to 375 degrees, and that is what you're going to cook it at 375 degrees. And I'm just moving this around a little bit. I can tell from touching the bottom that it is starting to get firm. You can see a little bit of egg on my spatula. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my half a cup of grated tomatoes. And y'all, this worked out to be 4 or 5 grated tomatoes. It's really not that many carbs in them. But at the end of the recipe, when I'll put the recipe in the description box, I will also carve it out for you. So I just spread those around. And then I'm going to put my 8 slices of mozzarella cheese on top. A few in the middle. And then I'm going to sprinkle my fresh basil on top. I like to do that last. Okay? And then I'm going to remove this from the burner and put it in the oven, which is 375 degrees, for about 20 to 25 minutes. And when it's done, I'll come back. Hello guys, I'm back. The frittata has about 3 minutes or so left on its time. But I thought I would show you a yummy little recipe. It's not really a recipe, but I am just coming off a 4-day fat fast, and so I have really been looking forward to something really yummy. And but by the way, I lost almost 9 pounds in 4 days from this fat fast. If you want to know more about it, hit me up in the comment section and I'll let you know. So anyway, I drink these on occasion. I don't drink these too often. They're ice. They're sugar-free. And this one is coconut and pineapple flavor. It is really, really yummy with an ounce of rum. And I keep my alcohol in the freezer so it's nice and cold. So I'm just going to pour an ounce of rum in here. And some of my coconut pineapple. And I love that little fizz. It makes you feel like you're drinking something really bad for you, but it's not. And it's going to give this a little stir. Now, I'll only have one of these. As you know, or if you don't know, rum has no carbs in it whatsoever. And this has no carbs in it. So, I'm drinking a guilt-free drink. And it's very tasty too. Okay, the frittata is about to ding and I'm going to take it out of the oven. Okay guys, this is what it looks like. Oh my gosh, it looks so yummy. Now, if I did my job right, this should just slide right out of the plate, out of the pan, and onto the plate. Yay, it did it. I love it when it turns out right. That's always a scary moment for me. Now, to gild the lily a little bit, when you eat bruschetta, you always want to put balsamic glaze or balsamic vinegar on it. Well, you know that does have sugar and stuff in it, but I can do it with Skinny Girl balsamic vinegar. And it has no sugar. It's completely sugar-free. So, I'm just going to drizzle a little bit on top. And let that run around like so. Okay, and then I'm going to get a knife and cut this for you. And another plate for me to taste it. Okay. So I'm going in there. I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half. Get me a piece with that yummy mozzarella cheese. First piece is always the hardest piece to come out. Oh, but does that not look yummy? Oh, it is very yummy. So let me bring the camera up and we'll take a bite as soon as I grab a fork. Okay. I'm so excited about this tonight. That is looking so good. And with my little yummy drink on hand. Perfect complement to a hard day. So, and it tastes like bruschetta. It was so amazing. So this is really good. So it's a really one-pan dish. I hope you will give it a try. And yeah, as always, I'll put the recipe below in the description box. Also, if you watched last week, I forgot to put the recipe in the description box, and I have gone back to add that now, if you'd like to check that out. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next week. I'm going to be doing another one of those easy breezy summer recipes. We're going to be doing a tuna melt, not on bread. Alright my friends, we'll see you all later next week. Don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up this video, and I will see you all again soon. Bye!